And something was definitely missing as another New Mexico lawmaker took on health care reform. Good evening. Last week, U.S. Senator Jeff Bingaman ran into some angry New Mexicans when he held a town hall meeting in Clovis on health care reform.
Today, he had another health care town hall, this one in Albuquerque, and this one organized by the nonpartisan group New Mexico First, which specializes in these kinds of things. And this time, there was no hostility. News 13's Jim Winchester was there and is in the Newsplex now with more.
Diane, a couple hundred people took part, but the setup for today's session with the senator was a little bit different. Organizers first broke them down into smaller groups to reach a consensus on questions to ask Bingaman, and that process may have cooled passions.
There were some protesters against health care reform outside the convention center, but hardly any protest inside, as Bingaman warned that something has to be done.
The failure to enact health care reform is going to result in the cost of health care continuing to grow at the rate it has been growing.
Bingaman said he does support a public option, arguing that it would give private insurance companies competition and help keep premiums down.
It would have to operate pretty much on the same basis as health insurance providers today operate, and that is it would have to charge enough in premiums for anyone who wanted to buy one of their policies. Have to charge enough in premiums to offset the cost of any claims that are made.
The public option question has been one of the most controversial parts of the reform plan, but a show of hands showed about 90% of the people at the town hall supported it. That's much different from national polls, which show Americans sharply divided on the public option. That led some people at the forum to question whether the audience was stacked.
I don't think this group was really a very diversified group. I don't think it was representative of the general public. I still have concerns. And, you know, I think the questions that this group asked were pointedly asked to get a response from the senator that fit their motivations.
But others called it a good discussion.
There's no contention. There's consensus. People have an opportunity to talk to the issues.
It was highly participatory, and those are values that I think we all appreciate in a democracy.
I think the questions that were asked he addressed quite well. I didn't agree with everything he said.
New Mexico First insisted the crowd was not pre-screened, and Bingaman said the forum offered opportunity for everyone.
It seemed to me it was, I mean, particularly since we had a period there at the end where additional questions were asked.
New Mexico First, which sponsored today's meeting, was formed by Bingaman and former Senator Pete Domenici more than 20 years ago to encourage debate by New Mexicans on important issues. Back to you, Diane.
Thank you, Jim. Now, Senator Bingaman is one of the so-called Gang of Six on the U.S. Senate Finance Committee trying to negotiate a compromise between Democrats and Republicans over health care reform.